Kikhubor ka Batesi TV. Lawan Rashapi ka Frank Motors, the all-new Altros. Now, with more exciting features. Ka any ride, ka app ban book taxi bat bike, ban pensuk ya ka let kawan katkum ka jingdon kam jongpi, namar bangi nyokor ya ka por jongpi. Download ya ka nika app na ka Play Store.
Ka IZ Group of Institution Bangalore, kadai ke college babhatam nagabanta ka jingpuli nursing but paramedical course, hospital training, hinyo scholarship but 6% ka kam, haki hospital bahedo India but shabari. Nabanta ka jingpuli ka jingsiyo ka baret but hila ban lagu ban puli da ka education loan. Hila ruban syukola ho number kandai nyo saw san riu pranot. Lani kandai pran riu license, riu kandai pra.
Hatu pikwa baki janjong pikil kuit bha benar kam daka Oswell soup hilaban yo na barok kidukan
Haswa ka jingdap laisnem jong National Education Policy arja arpho haka arphundai terik naitung arja apulai ka Indian Institute of Management Shillong kala ai Pynshai Halor ka Jingpyntreikam ya ka NEP arja arpho hanga jingalang balai simbentalang economic khmat na ka net Shillong bat nehu Shillong Bat Kuntup Director Jong Regional Directorate of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship RDSDE. Hakani kasi lapin bana bu Menteri Rangba do gari un Narendra Modi un supli patba ya ka Akhil Bharatiya Shiksha Samagan kabaar kawan long bat ka jingdap laisnem ka NEP arja arpho haka arphundai terik mtau benai ha ITPO Prakriti Maidan New Delhi. Haka jingkran sapang Jingpyntreikam ya ka NEP arja arpho. Professor Rohit Joshi, Secretary Jaga Board IIM Shillong, Professor Basaf Roy Chowdhury, Padu Sanjeev Ningamban, Coordinator Setnar, and Dr. APJ Kalam Center. Kila batay sa panggisinjam balashim dak IIM Shillong, kibayahap bak NEP.
Let me start with the interdisciplinary education that we started with, and as we strongly believe in interdisciplinary management education, that is the most important part for integrating academic disciplines in the field of study, fostering knowledge, collaboration, and exploring the diverse perspective and methodologies. And that starts from right to the admission stage. And IIM Shillong ensures through admission that the students from diverse adversity joins the program. So we have engineers, we have non-engineers. When we are saying non-engineers, they are from science, humanities, commerce, pharmacy, medical students, law students. So this year we are proud to say that around 40% of the students are engineers and rest 60% are non-engineer students. If I compare this with other IIMs, most of them are in the scale of 70 or 80% of engineers, right? So this is one factor that from last 3 years we are trying to go ahead with. Second point is flexible curriculum, which is again the most important part of NEP framework. So every year we give a lot of choices to our students, right? So whenever first year students go to second year, we give them choice to choose from 80 plus elective courses, right? On the base of their interests, based on their learning style, based on their goals. And along with that, we have domain specific courses. In addition to domain specific courses, there are a number of other courses also. To name few, I'm telling here, like management learning from Upanishad and Indian methodology. This is a very specific course that how we can learn management from Indian values, from Indian methodology. Another course is Chanakya Arthashastra. Another course is the management and labor arts, wisdom leadership, east-west perspective and practices. Another course which is very peculiar this year, we started this, is music, aesthetic and communication for excellence. So these are some courses which are completely different from the traditional domains like marketing, HR, operations, and this brings lot of creativity and jolting on the right side of the brain of students, so that they can be prepared for, and not only for the very specific task, but more of the holistic perspective that can give to students, prepare them for the dynamic and evolving requirement of modern workplaces. Next one is NEP focuses on critical thinking, problem solving. So that is again we have initiated lot of activities in classroom, outside classroom, and something is very important is community immersion that we have started in 2019, but because of COVID we could not implement it, but definitely this year onwards we are going to implement that, where students are spending times with communities, trying to understand their way of solving problems and learning from them, and that is what is coming under the contextual learning, where the direct interaction, observing and participating with them in their daily lives and practices, and to understand their challenges and collectively come up with solutions which can be implemented in the corporate world also. So that is something is that gives the students opportunity to collaborate with the community as well as various stakeholders to develop sustainable solution and create positive societal impact. Another one is if we go to the next point, which says that technology integration is very, very important, which NEP focuses on since the beginning. So we have started since 2019, we started online executive courses. So we started MBA course, we started PhD online or courses for working executive, where we were focusing on the enhancing the knowledge and skills of and bringing the leadership qualities for those who are not in the position of leaving the jobs, but with their jobs they can continue education. This is again adding to and helping them to improve their skills. In addition to that, we have all our classrooms are full of all the technology based classrooms. Hybrid classrooms are there where we can conduct all these online sessions. In addition to that, we also have certificate programs, 1 year certificate program to 6 months to 3 months to 5 days certificate program, where we interact and bring those managers who are working there, try to understand their problem, and we try to solve their problem mutually. Another one of the very important initiative that we have here, which is aligned with NEP framework, NEP 2020 framework, is promoting regional research and innovation. So we have 3 centers as we talked about that. We have Dr. APJ Center for Policy Research Analysis. We have Center for Development of Northeast region, and we have Incubation Center. So Dr. Sanjeev, who is looking after that center, will talk in a little more detail on what all things we have done along with them, and a lot of activities that we have done for Shillong, Meghalaya, and all the 8 states. So he'll talk about that. Another most important part of NEP is inclusive education. So to ensure the quality education for all, including the students who are belonging from the marginal communities as well as those who have who do not have means. So IIM Shillong provides need-based financial assistance, and that amount is close to 1 crore, even sometimes crosses that also, to support the students who are from the deprived education, so that no one should be deprived of education because of the financial means and all. Another point that NEP says is that to improve on the skills of the faculty members, right? And that's why we focus on, as an institute, focus on the empowering faculty members in terms of their professional development, improving their teaching practices, pedagogy, and to engage them with national experts as well as international experts. So for that also close to 1 crore rupees is kept for around 3 years, where the faculty member can go and interact with international faculty members as well as students and try to learn from their culture, their pedagogy, and we can implement here. That will help faculty teaching methodologies, research capabilities, and improve the industry relevance of the institute. Another thing that comes under industry academia collaboration is, as we know, that NEP recognizes the crucial role of industry and academia collaboration. So we we have taken a lot of initiatives that foster industry and academia collaboration, and under that, a lot of industry visits, guest lectures, seminars are part of that, where faculty share their experiences. The people who are coming from outside, the industry experts come and share their experience with the students, and we do a lot of research projects, consultancy projects with the companies or public sectors in Northeast as well as throughout India.
First thing is that some of the academic council members even came up telling that it was not decided to implement. Now question is, who can implement? In university, actually we have got multi-tier administrative system, but when we call about authority, we have got university board, we have got academic council, and we have got executive council. By the very name executive council, their role is to execute. Academic council is basically involved in making policy, approving policy or rejecting policy. So that very notion that academic council did not approve implementation is wrong, because academic council does not have jurisdiction to implement. Academic council can only approve policies, right? Then it is sent to the executive council. So executive council, they used to execute through delegation of power to the vice chancellor. I know. I think education minister, he came up on the 4th of June. I think 4th of June. 4th of June he came up. 6th of June we had academic council, right? And 2-3 days before we had meeting with the joint meeting with the education minister, principal councils, and all the principals, and us from NEHU. And we had, because there was a presentation from the principal council asking that, okay, what are the problems of implementing this NEP 2020? Then there was another presentation from the university. So when it was asked me, because I was supposed to present that one, I told them, okay, let municipal council present their thing first, so that we know what is the problem. But fortunately or unfortunately, it turned out that, okay, whatever question it was raised in that meeting, I had all the answers I presented there. Then there were some questions were there, okay, there were not questions, apprehensions. Questions and apprehensions, two different things. So because if you don't, know how to operate your mobile, definitely first they will be apprehensive. So that is very common. So there were apprehensions, but there was no such question that, okay, because of this particular thing we cannot implement. After that meeting, yes, education minister came up to the press before the academic council. That's why academic council, we did not discuss the implementation part at all. We just, because it has to be approved, so we only discussed about, approval of the ordinance, regulations, syllabuses, so all these things were done there. Then it was taken to the next level, and vice chancellor had again meetings with, again, state government, principal secretary of Meghalaya, then again principal's council. So a lot of deliberations were taking place, and after that only on 30th of June, EC has decided, okay, now we are ready, I think, so they went for that. And even on 21st of June, as I told you earlier also, all the principals, most of the principals were there in the meeting with the vice chancellor, online and offline, and entire vice chancellor's conference room was full. So vice chancellor was asking all the principals that any problem, please tell us, because you never know that, okay, what are the problems may come in, because in your college you can just visualize that, okay, these are the problems I have. That's why vice chancellor was insisting that, okay, you throw as many questions as possible so that we check it out. So there because I was there. So I know that all the principals, they agreed, everybody agreed. So after that, we thought that, okay, the story is almost over. So we now go to the implementation level, work for that. My only thing I'll have a request to you is that, you see, today if we feel that, okay, NEP may not be implemented in NEHU or NEHU affiliated colleges, or if I feel other way that, okay, NEHU, NEP 2020 can be implemented. So this hesitation among the students will create a lot of problems, right? Because parents are unsure that, okay, whether they should, put their kids in any affiliated colleges in NEHU. Because, nothing is decided. In newspaper, everything is coming up. So, I think, as per my knowledge, because I am not entitled to, I am not deputed by the Vice Chancellor to tell you that, okay, what happened. But I am telling because as a member of the Academic Council, I have got that access. From their experience only I am telling. And as a member of NEP, because I was in a meeting with the Education Minister, I was in the meeting with Chief Secretary. So I have got those informations because I want that everything should be clarified as early as possible. Students come out of that phase because so much uncertainty, and I think, we should get out of that. And as in the newspaper, that point is coming up again and again. I am telling you again that implementation part is the under jurisdiction of the Executive Council. Under UGC, we are following strictly UGC curriculum framework. So in fact, we started NEP 2020 from 2020 to 23 for PG program. Of course, national level for PG program it is not started, but NEHU we have started from last year, and from this year we are going to implement NEP 2024 undergraduate courses. Now, as you know that because NEHU has so many affiliated colleges, that affiliated colleges has got a lot of limitations as well, because their communication, some of the colleges are very interior area, and many colleges are single stream colleges, because NEP first and foremost mandate is that all the higher education institutions should be multidisciplinary. Otherwise, effective implementation of NEP will be not possible. So, taking into consideration, what we are doing is that we are making some courses like suppose MDC. So MDC courses where multidisciplinary courses where a mandate is that student cannot take any course which they have taken in class 12. Right. So that is to encourage that, okay, you go beyond the discipline and look what possibilities are there. So those kind of courses, single stream colleges, ideally it is not possible. But what we are making some courses which even single stream colleges also can offer now. Okay, suppose I'll just give you an example. Culture and Society, we are giving a course on that. So Culture and Society, even single stream colleges can offer because they are not directly taught in their class 12 level, be it science, be it commerce, be it arts. So those kind of courses we are putting in.
There was a larger question about how many students or youths of notice are accessible to IIM Shillong. So IIM Shillong has a different set of enrollment admission procedure which comes through CAT. So not many of the students of notice can get into the MBA programs of IIM Shillong. So we have created this idea about certificate programs, different other initiatives like entrepreneurship development programs, and different courses, short-term, long-term courses, wherein we encourage students and youths of notice to come under the umbrella of IIM Shillong and to have a higher level of learning. This is one point. NEP also talks about a lot of collaboration. So in this line, we are working with the different governments and agencies, departments of the notice and vision to leverage the potential with ourselves. For example, we have a MOU with the Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship located in Guwahati. So with IAE, we are trying to train the master trainers. IAE has different set of training programs held across Northeast. So with IAE, we are trying to launch certain programs of training the trainer programs, master trainer programs, and entrepreneurship development program. And this is one program. With Manipur University, we have signed an MOU which talks mainly about entrepreneurship development programs and faculty development programs of Manipur. Similarly, we have signed an MOU with Mizoram Youth Commission, which will be focused on the youth development of the state. So we are also working on a research project, consultation project on framing the skill policy of Mizoram, wherein we have extensively surveyed or worked on the baseline study, grassroots level or aspiration of youths of Mizoram on what kind of skills, what kind of entrepreneurship opportunities they require. So we will be recommending the government of Mizoram to develop a kind of a policy, a scheme on how to cater the needs of the youths of Mizoram. Similarly, we have signed an MOU with the government of Arunachal Pradesh exclusively for capacity building for different layers of administrative officers and the students and youth. So sir has mentioned about our extension center, IIM Shillong Satellite Center in Tawang. So throughout the year, we do a lot of management development programs, leadership development programs, entrepreneurship development programs, and such. So a part of our commitment is also to groom young leaders, young faculty members, institutional leaders of this region. So recently we concluded one faculty development program sponsored by IIM Shillong to train faculties of Northeastern region in areas like research, curriculum, course content development, pedagogy, and so many things. Similarly, we also did one entrepreneurship development program sponsored by IIM Shillong, wherein 55 students, youths of Northeast, were in the campus, our campus, 5 days rigorous training program where all the senior faculty members of IIM Shillong gave training programs. Skilling part is one important thing. So under skilling, we are launching a program on Japanese language training program, which is a sponsored program again by the NEC, which will be a 10 months of residential training program, which we are planning to float this thing in 3 centers. One is Guwahati, Mizoram, and Manipur. 100 students of Northeast will be given Japanese language training program, sponsored, and they will be giving free accommodation, lodging, food, with a stipend of 10,000 rupees per month for 10 days. At the end of the day, they will be assisted to get a job in Japan. Similarly, NEP has talked a lot about the languages. So as a Northeastern student, Northeastern youth, we find difficulty in communicating in Hindi when we go out to metro cities, not in metro cities, in the northern part of India. For example, if you go to Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan, we find difficulty in getting, if for example, if you go to central government jobs or PSU, we find difficulty. So in order to overcome this difficulty, the government of NEC through the Ministry of Home Affairs has initiated the idea to float the idea of training functional Hindi in the professional colleges. So we are also doing this program in 50 such institute of Northeast, universities, colleges of Northeast, free program, sponsored program from IIM Shillong. So this is one thing. We also talk about a lot of innovation and entrepreneurship. So we work in collaboration with the incubation centers of Northeast. See, IIM Shillong doesn't want to work only for IIM Shillong, incubation center of IIM Shillong. We don't want our incubation center to be a next IIM Shillong, a next incubation center of different institutions. So we want to work together with we are focused morely on creating a ecosystem, developing ecosystem. So we work closely with all the incubation centers of Northeastern region, where we exchange ideas, we talk about how do we develop incubation centers. Is one area.